Hello. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another 3D Hangouts. My name is Noah Ruiz. I'm a designer here at Adafruit, and joining me every week is my brother Pedro. Hello.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Pedro Rose, Creative Tech here at Adafruit. And every week we're here to share 3D printed projects featuring electronics from Adafruit.
That's right. This is a show where we combine 3D printing and DIY electronics to make inspirational projects. Hello, everybody. Tuning in. We are streaming on all the networks this week. We're on Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitch, and X, formerly known as Twitter. We're also hanging out in the Adafruit Discord. If you'd like to join us during the show, you can head on over to Adafruit's Discord server, and we're hanging out in the live broadcast chat channel. Welcome, everybody. It is episode 440, and it is May 15th, 2024. Welcome, everybody. We have a new Learn Guide this week. We have 2 new prototypes. We have a time lapse and a handful of community makes. We'll take a moment to welcome everybody to the show, and then we'll kick it off with some freebies, a coupon code, and we'll jump right into the project of the week, our project of the week. And I am sporting my new Yeti water bottle, which I'm a fan of. Pedro?
I got my gator foot.
That was a dinosaur foot. Gator, reptile foot.
Gator foot. Allosaurus. T-Rex. Whatever.
Brontosaurus. T-Rex. A good choice. All right. I'm going to say hello to Skur, Jim Hendrickson, and Du Wester are hanging out in the chat room. Coffee primed and ready. Yes, I have consumed 2 cups of coffee, and I've moved on to water because apparently coffee gets you dehydrated. Yeah, not long ago we passed 350, and now we're at 440, which is moving on to 500. At some point we'll reach 500 and we'll make a cake or something.
Probably next year, right?
Next year. Yeah, we could do the math. Maybe ask ChatGPT or something. Hey.
Well, a good reminder as a side note, no show. Is it next week? No, week after.
No, yeah, the 29th, there will be no 3D Hangout show, but we'll return that week after.
I specifically set up my dentist appointment that day so I could have the day off.
All right. Yeah, they put you under? They give you anesthesia or anything?
It's just the whatever numbing.
Anesthesia.
You have to numb me to take off the.
Yeah, you would be indispensable. Yeah, indisposed if your mouth is just hanging there. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and jump on over to adafruit.com/free and take a look at the deals that are going on this week. If you spend certain amounts of money, you'll get some free things added to your cart automatically in checkout. So if your order is $99 or more, you'll get a free PCB coaster with a golden Adafruit logo. If your order is $149 or more, you get the free PCB coaster plus an Adafruit KB2040, the lovely dev board featuring the RP2040 chip, Stemma QT, and lots of pinouts. If your order is $199 or more, you'll get the KB2040, the PCB coaster, and free UPS ground shipping for continental US only. And if your order is $299 or more, you get the free shipping, the KB2040, the PCB coaster, and a Circuit Playground Express. Adafruit.com/free for the details. On top of that, you can use our coupon code that is good for the next 24 hours. This week, it's Energy Sword. Energy Sword, all one word. It'll get you 10% off your total order. And that is the freebies and the coupon code segment of the show. All right. 10 years worth of 3D Hangouts for 500. Yes, we are almost at 9 years. I think I still have the banner here for 10 years of fully at Adafruit. We started the 3D Hangout show 2 years after our employment. And there we go. I still have that there.
We use that graphic.
Yeah, the graphic is 2 years old now. Oh, this is great. Yanisku just posted a lovely bongo cat with 2 Halo swords. That's perfect. That is great.
I love that joke.
Did you make that? Or that
Big
is
project is the updated Halo Energy Sword. And as one of the comments said on the video, this is a massive upgrade. Holy crap. We have the PropMaker RP2040 inside. The construction is the biggest part for me, that required all the updating. It's all assembled with screws now. No more, was that like the same bubble gum or hot glue is what I was using. Yeah, so using these M2 by 8mm long screws, and it is holding the entire thing together. So cool. We have the speaker sound effects now too. So with the PropMaker, everything makes it a lot more easier to have motion, animation, and the sound effects on there, which is kind of low. I forgot to raise the audio on it, but you can hear it.
There we go.
So,
yeah.
So nice. Of course, we cleaned up the Fusion 360 file, got rid of all of the trash in there, since it was like a handful of the first projects that we started when we switched over to Fusion. So there's a lot of geometries that were just there just to cut things.
Oh, really?
Like the handle and things. It was the first time using the sculpt modeling area. So the entire hand or the handle is all using the sculpting features. So it's nice and smooth. The way that this is being held together now. Let me focus. Manual focus on this.
Sure. There you go. That looks good.
Yeah. So the way this is being held together is not with wooden sticks, but sort of a tab now that's 3D printed with these screw mounts on it that does an excellent job of holding everything together. So it is about 3mm thick, and it holds the M2.5 by 8mm long screws, and that is plenty of strength to hold the blade and the handle all nice together. So that's the way that that's working. The inside of it, take a look real quick. We have this like this thing called where you have like a little lip that holds the two pieces together.
Yep.
We have that to join it. And then we have the standoffs on here. Updated all of standoffs with some wings or ribs. So it's nice and sturdy. It's not going to just break off on you. And then we have additional mounting standoffs for the speaker. The slide switch just press fits into here. That's nice. And then you have plenty of room. The reason why this is elevated is so you can fit up into 2,000 milliamp hour LiPo battery inside there. So it has a nice amount of battery usage, and of course it's rechargeable. So you have your USB-C now port in the back there.
Yeah, it's rechargeable, and you can turn off the prop and charge it while it's off, which is a feature in itself.
That was not available before. We had to use the LiPo backpack, which had to do some funkiness with having it to recharge. You had to have like all of the LEDs on.
Yeah, we didn't have like really good 5-volt NeoPixel level shifting on the earlier Feather boards, and this one has it built in. And of course, the screw block terminals make it easy to just plug things in. You don't have to create like a Y splitter cable for the two NeoPixel strips. You can just plug them into one screw block terminal. 2 wires, 3 wires, 4 wires can fit into the screw block terminal. So you have a nice way to easily disconnect them too.
Yeah, it makes it way more modular than the one, especially with the construction of it. It makes it a lot more, such a pleasure to, like when you have to edit files or the physical parts for it, a lot more easier to switch parts out. So go right to the kit. So I'm sure they'll break something, but it'll be easy to go ahead and just swap it out for, a new part. Just screws right in, screws off, comes back in. I already have all the additional parts already printed for when it does break, but it's very sturdy. The wall count on it is like 3 wall shells, so it's nice and thick. And for the filament, we're using the ivory white, so it's not translucent. It's like a sort of like a milky sort of white that definitely helps with the diffusion of the entire sword. So recommend that filament. I did try the clear translucent one, but that like the effect that you get from it is more like a crystal. It doesn't
that's some hard some kind of
It doesn't soften.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like a
It's
spotlight.
not diffused as good.
Yeah. On the camera, you can see the like each individual NeoPixel. It's because of the way the lighting is, but in real life, yeah, it looks nice.
It blends in nice, yeah.
Yeah, it has a nice little blend. And what else can I say about this?
Yeah, it's got those different modes. So when it's idle, it's humming. I don't know if you want to put it up to there, but there should be a hum.
Can't hear it. I know I didn't.
Yeah.
On the back of the Feather, there is a spot
You could
up the amplifier.
Yes, you can do that. Or you can press the speaker up to the holes, like if you wanted to stick it in place. I think that might make it a little bit louder too. I know I had to do that with my ray gun.
It's definitely the file as well, because when I first started, I had the Master Sword audio on there. That was really loud.
Really? Okay.
It's definitely like the audio. But if you've exhausted all those options in terms of raising the gain in the actual wave file, you can go ahead and with the hardware up the gain on the amplifier as well. So you do have those options.
Yeah. The sound effects are included. I kind of ripped them from a YouTube video. Yeah. I think that's okay. Since I'm not selling these like audio files. Yeah. But feel free to rip your own. You know, we just wanted to have something that wasn't the same Master Sword sound effects.
So the other thing that we did is we have a pretty side and an ugly side. So we mirrored the blade so that all of the screws would be all on one side. So for photos and anything like that, you can get the good side of the sword.
Yeah.
Except for these. I did want to like print out little tabs to hide it, but that's that's above and beyond. You guys can do that if you really wish. I think you would just have to increase the chamfers so that the screw would go in even deeper. But totally doable if you want to hide all of the screw heads. You could definitely do that. And I think the other thing I want to do is like some sort of holder for it, but ran out of time for that. Like for mounting it on the wall or like for side mounting it on your desk or something. Other than that, yeah, this is good to go. And like I was saying, the very first comment was like, oh my God, I just built this and this is such a massive update. Yeah, definitely is. It makes it a lot more enjoyable to make and longer lasting. So yeah, it's pretty cool.
Yep, I'm just posting some links to the filament that we used. Yeah, I put it in Discord and it's trying to push it to all the chats.
Nice.
It is this ivory white PLA filament from from Polycube.
Yes.
And it's available on Amazon. And it's a pretty good material for diffusing NeoPixel LEDs. It's an off-white, creamy white, slightly yellowish white, as it says in the description. Yeah, it's hard to find that kind of. I've heard it. We used to like this stuff called Natural Clear, which was from 3D Salutech, but it doesn't seem to be available anymore. So sometimes it's hard to kind of keep, linking to filament that's no longer available.
No.
Yep, we'll go over that in a second. We got a comment saying, "How's the switch connected to allow charging?" Yep, it's connected to the enable pin and a ground pin on the Feather, and that allows you to turn off the circuit but leave the charging circuit available to charge the battery. So that's how it's working. We'll go over it in a second here.
Yeah, it's something that's on the board itself.
Yeah, the enable switch is like, I think, built into like the actual RP2040 chip. It's either that or just turning off the regulator for the board. Yep. All right. I think we're ready to go into the Learn Guide. If you want to load up your screen, you can run through the Learn Guide.
Yeah, let me present.
And let's see if I can catch any questions. That's a good one. The white hatchbox filament is pretty decent at diffusing as well. Yes, that's another one. Pedro, you
The
were
clear
telling
one is what I tried, but that one has that problem that I was talking about. It looks more, it doesn't diffuse as well if it's the same one that we're thinking of. It's more of a
Skur is
clear.
saying white, so not clear, just the white.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I will have to try it out.
Yeah.
Because who knows how long Filicube is going to be around.
Yeah, not to throw shade, but it's any filament. You know,
It's happened to, so many
it's
really good
often
ones.
just some bigger ones. Yeah.
Yeah. Let's go
But
ahead and
Hatchbox
keep
is a
them.
pretty big brand.
Yeah, that's
And
why
Skur posted a nice example. We'll
I
take a look
think
at it.
Hatchbox will stay around longer.
Yeah.
Yes, that's exactly what we're
Yeah, it
going
looks
after.
pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really
That's a good diffusion. Yeah. All right. Another good option.
I'll have to try it out.
All right. All right. I guess we'll take a look now into the Learn Guide.
Yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at the Learn Guide. Here's a little breakdown of all the features that we have. Letting you know it's updated with the RP2040 and, of course, the construction for it and why we're using CircuitPython. Just loads like a USB drive so you can easily access all your WAV files. So you can drag and drop those, change those around. The amount of parts definitely has dropped a little bit in terms of the cables and the extra Y splitter and silicone cables that you don't need anymore.
Mm-hmm.
The NeoPixels. I have here listed the 4-meter one, but you can get a smaller reel that'll be cheaper. I think like down to like $24, I believe.
Yeah.
But I just got the 4-meter one because of we're remaking a bunch of the props, so I'm going to need a bunch of LEDs.
Sure. Yep.
So definitely be cheaper to go that route. The side switch, the 2000 milliamp hour battery. You could use the short wire oval speaker or the long. I just like the short one because you can pair it with the Molex cables. They already come chopped up, so all you got to do is put it in the screw block terminal on the PropMaker and then just plug it right in.
Yeah, they're back in stock. Last week, when I was working on my project, they weren't in stock, so I was like, I'm just gonna chop the connector off. Which
I was
always feels like, I don't want to chop my lovely connector off.
Yeah, that's why I go this route.
I couldn't. I couldn't. I
No,
didn't
I
have
was
them
gonna
in
look
stock.
for big ones too, but the little ones came back in stock, thankfully.
Yeah, here you got some filament listed, which is nice.
Yep, we got the silver glitter sparkly PLA is what they call it.
It's good.
That one's really good. They have like a darker version as well, a black glittery one that looks very good too. Got the ivory white PLA, and then the screws. Did Learn fix this bug here with the?
Not yet. So there's a bug right now in Learn with our quantity. So Pedro put in the description the quantity. You'll need about 78. So you might as well get like a pack of 100.
Yeah.
Or 2 packs of 50s, wherever you get them. I think you listed them from Amazon.
Yep,
right?
just Amazon because they'll ship like next day.
Yeah, and they're steel. They're not nylon, so they're
you're gonna need
really,
steel, not nylon.
Really sturdy.
Yeah.
Very good.
Yep. Yes, 78 is what you're gonna need because of ×4. Think about it. There's the front side of the blade, and then the back side, and then the other side.
Well, there's tabs internally that I didn't realize.
Yeah, you can.
That's some of the screws there. So
it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then continue.
yeah, a lot of screws.
And then besides the tabs that are holding the pieces together, you have all of these two that are then joining all the pieces together. So it's like 78 of those, and then 23 of the M2.5 by 8 millimeter long screws, and that's for the longer ones is what's joining the top and the handles together.
Okay.
And on the internals, the speaker and the Feather PropMaker Feather.
Yep.
So quite a bit of screws that you'll need, but hey, it's a lot better than glue.
Yeah, no need to wait for it to dry.
Yeah. The circuit diagram listed here, super easy with the screw block terminals. Just screw those in. The only soldering really is the side switch.
Yeah.
That's how this is hooked up with the in the enable pin, like we were saying before, ground and enable. And what's handling is it, like you were saying, it's the chip that's able to do the charging with the power off. And then the strips, they're just sharing the screw block terminal. Like each terminal is being shared by 2. I think I tested up to, what was the top one? I think it was like 4 connections. I think I was able to fit, I forget which project, but that should work. Should be able to fit all those in there. 3D printing, have listed all of the parts. I click on this wide shot just because of how many parts. What's missing here is, of course, the other half of the blades. But for the most part, that's all of the pieces. Same thing with the tabs. There's like 4 more of those, but you don't need repeats of those. Have links to edit the design. So the updated Fusion 360 file is there. I didn't do any of the fancy, like how it breaks apart. So it'll probably be all crazy when I try. Let's see, the explode mode. What's it going to do?
No, it's not too bad.
But
It really zooms it out, though. Yeah.
You can see how that is working there.
Yep. There's a download button at the top if you want to download a different format. But I think I added the.
We have the step. We have the Fusion, the actual Fusion file.
Yeah. I went ahead and updated that. Yeah. So.
Yes, and then we have the if you just wanted to download the STLs, that'll go just on our server in case something happens with Thingiverse or whatever other vehicles. But you can get it on Thingiverse as well. And there you can see like the preview for each one of the parts. With some, hey, they support GIFs now, larger images. Must have been that Ultimaker people came over and fixed things up.
That's funny. Yeah. Cool.
I like the 3D view on that. You can get all of that.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's quick.
On here too, I have the it's in the STL zip file as well, but we have the mirrored blade. So all of the same blade parts, but just flipped, mirrored, so that you can have your pretty side and your ugly side for the screws. You can hide all those. In the slice settings, we have all of the supports that I use, the support settings. The handle is going to need quite a bit of supports, unfortunately, but nothing too bad, especially if you use the settings that I have listed here and then additional settings. Get away.
Did you have to place any manual support blockers or anything?
No.
Okay, that's good.
So if you just follow the additional settings, if you want, and then have the main settings on the actual guide. Get out of here. And then you added the build volume, which you'll need.
Yeah, some folks sometimes ask like, how big of it do I need? Instead of having to like download the STL and throw it in your slicer, you just get an idea. 280 by 280.
Yeah, and then a reminder too that you can rotate this diagonally. You will, especially with the tip part, you will be able to fit more of the blade on your bed plate that way. Just rotate it diagonally. And I think that's it for the printing part. Nothing too bad. Just the supports, the settings for that. Everything else doesn't need the supports. Should be simple. I didn't calculate how long it takes.
No, it doesn't really matter. Yeah,
I think it's like 4 hours for each handle.
One thing I'm noticing, how many sticks do you need to, like quantity, you need to print the same stick like 4 times or 8 times? Because I only see 4. I see 4 in the photo.
8, yeah.
So you need 8. Okay.
Yeah, you need 8 of those. I mean, you'll see once you.
Oh, right. 4 there and then 4 on the other blade. Okay.
It's just the tabs take like, I don't know, 5 minutes to print out. So
sure, but you can print them all in one set, but just be aware you need to duplicate them. Okay. All right, that's good to know.
There is one thing I forgot to list: the NeoPixels. There's 56 the size, the medium density ones. It's 56 long.
Oh, really?
Or you can of course just measure it. You know what fits in the blade.
Yeah.
For a medium density, it's 56 pixels for each blade.
Yeah, in the code section we have it broken out. So I think the default is like 70 or so because it had like a high density for the master sword. Yeah. But in any manner, installing CircuitPython, the latest. We got a link there and some instructions.
Instructions on how to get into that RP20 mode.
Yeah. Just like a little insider of baseball, like our Adafruit feathers aren't shipping with CircuitPython installed because they get updated so many times that it'd be really hard in manufacturing and in kitting when we're shipping these things to like update the CircuitPython every time. So we always, encourage folks to update your CircuitPython.
Yeah, the board that's actually flashing the memory, it's all Arduino, right? Or is it the Raspberry Pi? This is just the fastest way to go.
It could be either or, yeah. These days, it could be a Pico, it could be a Pi, it could be any number of ways to program, yeah. But they all ship with Arduino, and it at least it ships with a tiny UF2 bootloader, so you can quickly get into the bootloader and install
it's
CircuitPython.
not bad at all. You're just dragging and dropping a file.
Yeah. Yep.
Super easy.
Yep.
Let's see. You have the code breakdown on here.
Yep. It pretty much mirrors like the Master Sword. I just updated the colors a little bit. Yeah, it's really adaptable. I would have like mirrored the master code, but like again, you want that custom color. I don't think I needed to change any of the thresholds, but it's all there if you do want to change the threshold. You can change, the speed of the animation if you want it to be a little bit slower, but I think it works really well. You have 4 different swing modes or states, and then 4 different hits, so you'll get a randomness of sound effects when it does a hard hit and when it does a swing, and then the idle is just like an idle that loops. So yeah, those are all there if you want to change those up, but those are the main modes. The other mode I forgot to mention in the video is like there's a power on mode, which kind of plays this initial like turning on sound, and it'll kind of swipe. So you can change that too. You see how it does purple and then it goes back into the blue. You can change those colors all in the header. It's pretty easy because it's commented up there. And yeah, that's kind of similar to the lightsaber, if not exactly like the lightsaber, and like the Master Sword. Yeah, but just slightly.
I would be surprised if, because we know they have like a toy version of this. I would be surprised if that toy has any of the motion sound effects.
Yeah, if it does, it uses like a tilt ball switch, like the Mattel one that we did a couple years ago. Yeah, but in any matter, that's what the drive. Oh, cool! You added a photo. Did you add that photo?
Yeah, here's the photo of what your drive will look like with all of the libraries.
Yep. Use the product bundle so you can get them all, so you don't have to hunt them down. And then this breaks down just different colors into different modes. Yeah, that one's just for like the code block or whatever.
Go goo goo gaga over ancillary things that make this project a lot more easier. Bundlefly. Everything's all just one download instead of, oh no, I gotta make sure that this library is up to date or whatnot.
Yep, it'll just grab them for you. Yep, so there's a breakdown of how all the functions are if you want to change them up. Yep.
Dang, it's a giant code page to comb through everything. All the functions broken down. Super cool. All right, moving over to the assembly. Here, after you print all of your blade parts, I believe it's about 2 hours per blade part. I was going to call it slice. On a regular printer, I'm sure it takes half an hour for a bamboo or something, right?
Maybe, I'm not sure.
So the way we're assembling these are with a like a power drill, because it's going to be a lot of screwing, and we're using this pivot bit tip holder. I'm using this one from DeWalt, and it lets you use it at a pivot, which definitely makes it a lot easier for getting into these tabs right here.
Yeah.
Either that or like a long drill bit should work just fine, but you're going to need some sort of bit that is, usually longer than what you have to get that in there. LED strips are soldered. I did measure. Did you add this?
No, I did not. No, I didn't add anything.
That's the size of the
wires,
to reach from where the prop maker is going to be to the edge of the blade where the strip is going to mount into. So yeah, measure the strip, and then the size of the ribbon cables right there.
Mhm.
After that is all connected, all the blade halves all sandwiched together. The other part for the strip, what makes it easier too, before we had to use like double stick foam tape to adhere the strip, and we had to like take the strip out of the covering that it comes with. You could leave everything assembled now. Everything just fits in there. The standoffs are pushed away from the wall on one of the sides, so it allows the strip to press fit like along the side and then face inwards. I should have wrote that down in there. So the actual LEDs are facing down, so that it's making like the whole center of the blade glow. Because if you pointed it out, none of this is going to glow on the inside.
Oh, I see. Yes.
Orientation wise, crap, I should have wrote that down.
Okay.
That make sure that the LEDs are pointing down to the center of the blade, so
Yes.
that entire thing is illuminated.
Yep.
Let's see. Yep. So that all mounts that way, nice and easy. It's just being placed, and it's just being held by once you sandwich the two blade halves together. And then this part right here is what's connecting the blade to the rest of the handle, which is why it's chopped off. You just use the two M2 by 8mm screws to hold this in place. So that is attached to the blade. And then we're going to repeat that process to make both sides of the blade. The connector tabs, like we were talking about before, they just slide in, and we're using the M2.5 by 8mm long screws to hold the tabs in place. And this is what's actually being used as the connector piece for these, the end piece, or for the top, and the actual handle part, just like that. So definitely a technique that I'll use again for when I need to join really weird geometries, because just because of the way this is all nice and curved, it had to be printed flat down like this for the printer and for assembly. So that's how those connector tabs are working. Next up, we'll solder our slide switch into the ground and the enable pin. We want to solder this on the top of the board. Sometimes we'll have to solder it on the bottom just for placement wise, but for this time we'll have to solder it on the top just so we can easily reach where the slide switch goes into. And at this point is where I will screw in the speaker Pico blade Mullix connector as well.
Yep.
The speaker holder, we're using M2.5 by 6mm long screws to attach the little holder. Just got right here, this little tab. The oval speaker press fits into this guy, and then the holder is what's being screwed into the handle part.
Mm-hmm. So you can leave the sticky part. You don't have to stick it anywhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
Leave that on there. The next up is a LiPo battery. Now I did create a little cushion with gaffer's tape around it. The bottom I folded it into itself to have the sticky part on the outside, so that it doesn't
rattling around.
So it doesn't rattle. Yeah. The height of it was just a little bit too much, but it's perfect amount for not having to sort of shove it in there where it's too tight. So yeah, it provides a little bit of cushion with the gaffer's tape. Next up is aligning your blades, the wires, so that just bring them close together to the handle. And it's here where we'll be able to screw both of the strips to the terminal. Like we were saying before, I think it was to 4. Remember, that should be able to fit in there. And if you have trouble fitting, all you got to do is strip a little bit more of the wire so that you have more exposed wires, so it'll fit in there. If you have trouble fitting it in, it's because of the sheathing around the wire that's preventing it from going inside the terminal to sort of set it.
Yep.
So once those are hooked up, you'll definitely want to test it. Make sure that it that everything is
I
making.
mean, at this point, you can take the feather and flip it and see and look at the bottom labels, because that way you can make sure.
Yeah, so I
Doesn't
usually
seem like,
I have 2 feathers just so I could see what is
okay,
the connection.
or your circuit diagram,
Or the circuit diagram, yeah.
Yeah.
This is quicker for me though. I just have it on the table.
Yeah.
So once you verified that all the connections are solid and they're all working, you can attach the other side of the handle, place that on top, and then start connecting all of your tabs with screws. I did forget to add one of the screws to this one here, but because of the way it's sandwiched, shouldn't need it too much.
Funny.
And because of the way that the lip is, yeah, it sort of press fits, it like stays in. Yeah, but here's the.
Your video is looking a little blocky on my side.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's my internet. It's probably my internet.
Oh.
Yeah, you look fine, right? In yourself.
Yeah, I'm looking at the screen.
Okay.
That is pretty much it. Getting all your screws fastened, and that's it. Just turn it on, and you're good to go.
Yeah.
Only thing missing here is, like, of course, like the whole gear and the getup.
Oh yeah, of course. This is one piece of a bigger project. Very cool.
That's it. Updated Halo Energy Sword, modular, updatable USB drive for all your WAV files.
Sound effects.
Don't know what else. Yeah, has all of the goodies that you would need in an update. I don't know how we would make this even better.
No, it's pretty much
good. The BLE connection. We had that in the other one where we could change the colors with the Blue Fruit app, but you could probably add motion, like some sort of motion to change the color if you really wanted to. Like, point down, like whatever the vertices or the vectors are for pointing down or whatever.
Right. Yep. You can do orientation. You can do tap detect, so you can tap it to do something different.
A wand.
Yeah, wand could be cool.
Like draw an M, like do a different color or something. Yeah, that is the updated energy sword.
Woo!
Super happy with this guy.
Yeah, me too. We're gonna discontinue the old grad because there's just no point in making the older one.
Yeah, it would be kind of mean to have that up. Somebody completely makes it and then realizes
that there's a better one. Yeah, with cheaper components.
Yeah,
better code.
It's easy to make.
Yeah, just better code. All right, if anyone wants to pick up the NeoPixel strips or the Feather PropMaker RP2040, they are in stock. You can use coupon code Energy Sword to get 10% off your order. We have speakers and cables and all sorts of fun accessory components for your project. So check that out.
Asking in the chat, the switch connected to allow charging.
Oh yeah, we answered that one earlier. Yep.
Yeah, I connected it to my phone and it's charging off my phone.
Oh, that's funny, because your phone is USB-C.
There it is.
Yeah, very cool.
How funny is that? You can see the orange charge. Siri, shut up! I wasn't talking to you.
Oh, you still have your Siri turned on. That's great. Very nice. All right. Yep, I can see it charging.
How funny is that?
Cool.
Off my phone.
All right. Okay. Checking in on Discord.
Siri, stop.
Polymaker Polyterra has been really nice filaments. I agree. I have a few of them too. I like their pastel colors. Polymaker, yes. Polymaker.
Oh yeah.
That's good stuff. Hello, Fetty too from Costa Rica.
Same color. Yeah, that teal one is very. I think that's what we used on AdaBot.
John Park hanging out, saying that he showed the sword to his son and was blown away. I may be building him one. Very nice. Okay.
So much easier to build now.
Yep. And Squid.jpg wants to build one too. Hopes their printer is big enough. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Rotating it to diagonally so it'll fit.
Yep. Okay, I think that is all the comments. I'm looking at the other, catching up. Everything looks good. Okay. Good morning to Chocolate Lasagna on Twitch. That's a great name. Cool.
Oh, cool.
All right.
And jump
And that
into
is this week's project. Check it out. Files are all up there. Feel free to modify them and post up makes if you make one. We'd love to see it. And any modifications to the code, always appreciate folks sharing that with us. All right. Prototyping segment is up next. It is my turn. Here we go. Last week I was showing you a remake project of a little bit older project, a USB media dial. So we wanted to recreate that project using the new QT Py RP2040 with a Stemma QT rotary encoder. So it's basically a USB HID device. What is cool about it is that it's easier to put together, and our older version had kind of some outdated code in CircuitPython. It was a CircuitPy the project, but it used a Trinket M0, and it's kind of hard to kind of get updated libraries on that because it's kind of strapped for RAM. So the QTPy RP2040 is a really great upgrade to it, and with the rotary encoder QT breakout, you don't have to really solder it. You can just connect it with a Stemma QT cable. You can kind of see that in the bottom of this. From last week, all I really did was I updated the knob to have some knurling on the side, so it's easier to grip. And collaborating with Liz on the code. Last time it was kind of doing a brightness to a single color. Now it's using the what is it called, Rainbow IO library to kind of switch between different colors as you're rotating it. We're thinking of adding some more functionality. Me and Pedro talked before the show. With the bounce library in CircuitPython, you can do a long press, maybe do a double tap to press and to skip track and preview track. Right now, it's just doing play and pause when you press it. I don't want to do it because it'll start actually playing music on my computer here. So I'll skip that. Yeah, it's doing yours. But Pedro, you plugged it into your iPhone and you're able to adjust the volume and adjust.
Nice.
Yeah, it works really nice. So it's using proper consumer controls, which is, I guess, the term for real media commands for Windows, Mac, and I guess iOS as well. Yeah, mobile stuff. So yeah, it's a snap fit case. You got access to the USB-C port, and for the NeoPixels, I'm using these side lit NeoPixel strips. So they're actually special LEDs that are pointing up. And then this is not really dual extruded. It's just using the filament swap technique. So I start off with, I think, 4 or 5 layers of black. I switch it to a white filament, and then that prints for a couple layers, and then I switch it back to this black filament. I think before I had it completely white, which looks cool, but I wanted to kind of give it this two-tone look, and that way I can kind of showcase just a little bit of a light there. So I thought that was neat to do. But yeah, there's nothing special about it. It just press fits. You got the kind of this D-shaped shaft that just press fits. And of course, it's the Stemma QT rotary encoder that's pre-soldered, so I didn't even have to solder this. I just plug it in, and it's very, very bright. So it might be a little bit difficult for me to pop this in. There it goes. And there you can see it. I don't know if you can hear those sound effects that are playing in my my music player. But yeah, it'll be fun to have this on your desk and be able to quickly press play, skip audio, perhaps, and then you get this nice NeoPixel ring. You can change the brightness, of course, in the code. But yeah, that's kind of the gist of it. Let me disconnect it here because I'm going to show you the next project. And then this just has these like little nubs that press fit into it. I think it's got pretty good hold, so I might need to use a spudger to kind of open it up. I'm using my non-dominant hand for this. Wait. Let's see if I can. You know, when you snap fit, you kind of want it to stay closed, so I think I just want to show you the QTPy holder, which is something I've always struggled with, but I think I got a good recipe for it now. Here we go. Okay, I'm struggling now. Yeah, I'm not going to get it open. It requires a little bit finer finesse and maybe some more patience that I'm.
My audio was off.
Or was it?
Dude, right here on the back side, right where there's a gap.
Oh yeah.
You need to do it.
Oh, that's a better.
Yeah, it's not funny.
Yeah, you're yelling at the monitor like, no,
Like,
it's
no,
in the
wrong
back.
side, wrong side.
Wrong side.
Yeah, it'll never work on that side for some reason.
Yeah. But anyway, I'm almost there.
There you go.
There we go.
Yeah, I like the
Oh,
way.
yeah, and then the knob has to come off. All right, it's open finally. So it's got this weird lofted standoffs because like the QT Py is like wider than the standoffs for this, so I had to kind of create this weird kind of thing, but it's easy to do. You just screw 2 screws into it and place it on top, and you can still pop this out. I ended up adding this slot here because it just makes it a little bit more easier to flex that. You can see that kind of just barely flexing open.
Yeah,
And I can flex that open. Yeah, I bet you struggled too, right? So having this here just allows you to kind of pop that open a little bit more because there are these little clips that kind of that grab onto the edge of the QT Py. And the QT Py doesn't have any mounting holes, so this is a pretty good way to kind of get your QT Py fitted. It stays in place, and then you just have to flex this a little bit. Because of these are secured in place, it's not going to open all the way, so I'm just going to skip that. But you can see the only thing I had to solder was the strip here. So this is the strip. It's about 24 NeoPixels, so it's got a lot of light. Pedro, you had the lower density version.
Yeah,
so
I forgot how much it was.
Yeah, it's probably like, I don't know, 20, maybe 18 or 16. But instead of a ring, I didn't want to use a ring because you need to kind of create some different geometry. So I ended up just making this little lip here that holds the ring or the strip, and then there's like a little opening here. So this would go in like this, and then it just kind of seats in there. If I can get it down.
I did add foam tape on the sides right here to push it up against the wall. Hold it.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah, it is a little bit thicker than it needed to be because I wasn't accounting for the thing itself, but otherwise that's how it sits in there. And once this is press fitted inside, it doesn't move around. So excuse me, I think it works okay. Yep.
Yeah, I put it in there because it was making that noise when you were turning the dial.
Oh, really? That's interesting.
Rubs up against. Yeah, it just keeps it in place so it's not rubbing up against anything.
Yeah, I guess I could update the design so that this is a little bit tighter.
I thought there were differences in the density.
There might be. Yeah, there might be.
But maybe not.
Yeah, but in any manner, yep, I just have data ground in the 5-volt pin because NeoPixel is like 5 volts, so that's how that's working. And then it just the short QT Py Stemma QT cable plugs into those. Yeah, these words are getting harder and harder to say.
Too many cute names.
Yeah, too many QT, Stemma, QT Py.
I was low on all the Stemma cables, and they all came back in stock, and then they were out of stock.
Oh, that's funny.
Go get them now.
There you go. That's all nice and installed. And then you can fit this here. Kind of doesn't matter what NeoPixel starts where because the code's just kind of treating them all the same. And that's kind of the quick assembly of it. There it is.
I want to change mine to be the arrow so I can jog while I'm editing on the phone.
Oh, you want to jog? Yeah, that could be a good idea.
For the playhead to jog between the timeline.
Yeah. We have really good HID support, so you can do key commands and all sorts of different things. You could easily turn this into a MIDI controller as well if you wanted to change like velocity or something on your controls. But yeah, I think it's pretty simple, and it's a great upgrade because the previous one you needed like a lot of different soldering for attaching like a bare rotary encoder.
Oh my god, yeah.
Yeah. So I think this is nice.
The theme now going forward, huh? Everything's easier now.
Yeah, everything's easier.
Like everything,
more
the
modular.
modeling, the printing, the software.
Yep. Yeah, here's the version without the knurling. It's kind of smooth, and then with the knurling, it looks kind of nice. Feels nicer anyway. All right, so that's just that. This will be next week's project. Nice upgrade.
Pretty useful.
And the code, I think, it'll be fun to add that, like, double click to
I want that. Yeah.
change track.
Which
Another remake, because we're on a tear here with remakes. Is this like kind of it's like a one button sound effect. So we have this project called the Soundbox, which used a circuit playground, an amplifier, a speaker, and all it would do is it'd play a different sound effect. So I wanted to redo that with the PropMaker Feather because it has a built-in audio amplifier, and it has Stemma QT, it's USB-C, and it has battery charging and all that stuff. So what I ended up doing was I took the 100 millimeter massive arcade button and I fit a NeoPixel strip inside, and there's no 3D printing here. So you can just kind of add a NeoPixel strip, and let's see what it looks like here. So the NeoPixel strip is on the outside edges. You can easily take this apart. Like, this switch comes out, and then you can pop this in, and then you can pop that out. I think we're running a little low on time, so I'll save that for the next week. But yeah, you can easily wire up a button with a quick connects, so you can have this trigger different animations. Right now it's just kind of going through a cycle of LED animation to kind of see how this looks like. But yeah, that's another side lit NeoPixel LED that's pointing up, and you can add some really cool colors to otherwise one single color thing, because the LED is like right there. And instead of having to kind of drill any holes or anything, you could just shoehorn it into the built-in kind of thing. Yeah, and it just kind of works really well. So I'll design an enclosure, fit that in there, easily connect a speaker, and then I'll probably have it play random sound effects. This project we made, I don't know, 6 years ago, and the kids really like it because it's just like a fun, mashy way to kind of say, different whatever sound effects you want. And the original project had a lot of crazy wiring and things, and I don't think it's easy to assemble. It is definitely not easy to assemble, and it's like this deceptively simple looking project, but it's anything but. And like, I had it so that you had to drill holes, because I fit the circuit playground inside there, so I had to create a custom USB cable to kind of route the power out. Remember that? It was,
oh my god,
it was awful. So I can't wait to discontinue that guide and just make it so much easier. And being able to just add a NeoPixel strip in here with no 3D printing, that's really nice. So that is something in the works. Just wanted to share that with folks, that if you want a nice big chonky button for something, some installation, you can easily add NeoPixels to it without any destructive things to it. And that's the segment. That's our prototyping segment.
Very nice.
We have them in different colors, but of course you want to pick the white one so that it diffuses nicely. And again, no 3D printing in this button yet, but I will be making an enclosure. Is there a Stemma NeoPixel ring?
I think there's a reason why. I think Lamar
Not really, but there is here. There's a strip with a 3-pin JST connector, which is nice, but it's only going to work with if you use the whole strip, if that makes sense. So NeoPixel Stemma, yeah, here it is. I think it's this strip, but that's not the actual strip. How would I find it? NeoPixel.
The NeoRGB Stemma? No.
I think, is it this one? Yeah, this is it. So this one has a 3-pin JST connector, and that plugs into some of the dev boards have a 3-point connector, like this hollow wing. You could get the Neo RGB backpack for the Stemma QT. I think it's called BFF driver, Neo driver.
I think the reason is the wire thickness, right? The power can't.
Yeah, for a 4-pin, like a I2C, like it wouldn't pass the current. Yeah, so you can see here the backpack or the BFF add-on for the QTPy boards has that connector built in, and this strip has it built in. And the strip is how many pixels is it? It's 60 pixels. It's half a meter. So that's one way to do it without any soldering. I wish we had more of these, like different variants. But yeah, that's kind of what it is. I guess you could chop off somewhere here if you wanted to, but if you wanted to add on to it, you're kind of limited there. But yeah, that's the only one that I know of. Does anyone know if there's another one? Because normally they have these weird connectors that are like that. Yeah, these things. I'm not sure what they're called, but they're very chunky. And we don't have any of the mating connector bits on a board. So yeah. NeoPixel still hasn't made the jump yet to be like fully like integrated into JST, or at least the JSTs that we use. Yeah. Anyway,
that's one way to do it, though. Just solder on the socket end yourself.
Yep.
I'm going to point out this thing that John posted. Need to ask Lamar to have these little tabs for the QTPy.
That would be nice. Yeah. Yep. There was a QTPy squad board that's in the works. That's like a tripler, doubler, quad thing that would allow you to stack different, not stack, but put side by side QTPy boards. I actually have one. I think I showed it off a little bit. It's something that Liz put together, and like Lamar's trying to manufacture them, but there's like a long pipeline of boards that are in the works. So yeah, I can't really show it to you because I'm actually running my WLED strip here on it, but I think the CAD file is out there somewhere. Yeah, JST SM connector. Yeah, I think so. Surface mounted connector.
Yeah, John said it's PH.
PH. That's the right one. Yep. Magnetic connector tabs would be dope. Absolutely. We have those, but I don't think I've used them yet. And there's a project in Adafruit Playground that a community member shared that uses those magnetic things for NeoPixels that look really cool.
I feel like we could 3D print a little holder that this press fits into.
Yeah, well, it's nice when you don't have to 3D print, though, right?
Yeah, that's true. So that's pretty much what we're doing with the building it into the geometries of whatever we're printing.
Yep. Yeah, QTPy would definitely benefit from mounting holes. Yeah, but if you want to make it cutie and small, that's what you have to, one of the trade-offs. And then Johnson, you can use one of these cables.
The jumpers.
Yep. That's a good way to do it too. But yeah, I'd like to see more strips that have the JST.
The email that just popped up for the wearables is attaching multiple wires to the ring. Oh my god.
Yep. Yeah, this seems to be the only strip that's like ready to go, plug and play, non-destructive, don't cut anything. Yeah. I used a bunch of them in this holiday tree, and they were easy. Actually, no, they weren't easy because the Scorpio doesn't really have any mating connectors. Yep, strips are still one of those things where you have to kind of like, kludge together.
Yeah, I'm gonna chop off the ends. You're soldering. Like, why is this not soldering? Oh, there's silicone still on it that I didn't see on the pad.
Yeah, that's right. Yep. All right. We have exceeded our time, so we're on overtime now. Let's go through quickly our Timelapse Tuesday.
This super cute milk crate with flexible legs is so cute.
Cutest milk crate yet. It has a face too, apparently.
Oh.
There's a version with a face.
So the Cruelties I tried on the Smart Pro, on the V2, on the V2 Pro, the Smart Pro, the non V2 Pro. I couldn't do it. I had to do it on the Ultimakers.
Yeah. Okay.
The
At least with the time lapse, with the time lapse rig.
Yeah, for the time lapse.
Yeah.
No, I tried without the time lapse too.
Really?
Yeah. When it gets to this little part here.
Oh yeah, that's super challenging.
Time lapse, it just gets knocked off. And I tried with having the Z hop on there.
Oh, really? And that still didn't work?
I tried the combing off. Tried printing slower. Maybe it was the filament. I don't know.
Maybe it was the filament. Maybe it was.
The Ultimaker 3 did a good job, but this one was printed with the S. What the hell's the name of it? I don't remember it anymore. The S3,
S2 plus
the big one, Pro. The big Ultimaker. S Pro, yeah, whatever. That one was able to do a freaking phenomenal job on all of these things. There you go. All the what are they called? Like the grid, whatever.
Yes. Yeah, that looks great. No string, and wow, I'm surprised that
I'm
surprised that your Realty couldn't print it. Like I'm surprised.
Oh, me too. And I tried every single
print it now. I want to try to print it now.
Yeah, try it out.
Yeah, I will. I'll give it a shot. So this is, sorry, give me a second to rework where we are. There we go. So this is a free design. It's posted up by Audi on printables. It's called Milk Crate with Flexi Legs. It's actually a remake of this original design by Silviu Diretta, who posted up their Milk Crate, and they just kind of added the legs to it, which are these print-in-place joints that allow the legs to articulate slightly. And there's a face on it apparently too that you can color in. But yeah, it's a remake, so you can see here. I'm trying to see. Oh yeah, it was been updated with a vase that you can glue onto your crate. I'm wondering if they say what printer they used, but you got a couple makes here, so folks maybe say what they printed it in or what.
Oh, the
wood looks good. Yeah, I want to print one. And you can put a little, I don't know, poop emoji, if that's a poop emoji. It's cute to see it.
I recommend printing. There's a version where the bottom doesn't have the grid, so you could actually fit more tools in it.
Oh, right. Yeah, because it's pretty grid.
Yeah.
All right. Otherwise, is this the version? No.
So adorable.
Oh, there's like the G code for the Prusa printers.
Wow.
In any manner, yeah, it's free download. You can download it for free and put stuff in it. You didn't scale it down or up or anything?
No, it's whatever the default is.
Okay. Nice. Yeah, I'm gonna try to print one and see how it fares on my printer.
Yeah, it's fairly useful. You can put tools in there.
Yeah, well, within reason. Taller tools probably fall out, but okay.
Oh yeah,
cool.
You gotta strategically place them on the corner so that it doesn't flop over.
Right. Okay. Let's see if we have any comments on this. Oh, let me post the link.
If we could print it full size, I think so.
Print it full size, yeah, like a really big one. Yeah. I mean, I'll try with the default and then go from there and see how it turns out. But quite a torture test for your printer. It's got so much retraction.
Yeah, the whole thing is retraction after the first couple layers.
Yeah, it's challenging to print a grid upright. All right, let's switch on over to community makes. We have a few of them we'll get through. First one is every week we're getting these. The heat set press insert. This one's posted up by Remco de Varies. They said they gave it a 5-star rating. Thank you. Perfect heat set insert press setup for a TS101 soldering iron, modified with a bracket for the TS101 soldering iron. And here's what some of the photos look like. Here's all the parts. Looks like it was printed on a Prusa MK3 with some black filament. And they got their custom base set up. And like they said, the modified soldering iron holder for the TS101, which seems to be a pretty popular on-the-go soldering iron. It looks really good. And thanks for Remco for posting that and sharing it with us. He even added the link to the model here for the holder, which is nice. After that, we have a make from Louis Me posted up their make of the Raspberry Pi Octoprint rig using a 3.5-inch Adafruit Pi TFT, and they have it mounted to the side of their printer, and it looks really nice. This is a classic enclosure design from, I don't know, 2014, 15 or so. Yeah. So shout out to them for posting that up. And then we have a remix of the Infinity Mirror coaster project, posted up by Anuska. And they have a video, and I'm not sure if this is Spanish. I think so. Yeah. De diseñar, ya que lo voy a usar como. Okay, we're our broken Spanish. Anyway, they added a coin cell holder and just like a different LED setup. So here you can see kind of. Oh, and they added different like little things to it. There's like a little gecko inside. So it's just a neat like little miniaturized like infinity mirror basically. They remixed the whole enclosure design to fit their components, and I love seeing that. And they have a whole list here of things, and of course you could probably translate this. But yeah, very cool to see projects like these get remixed with some different components and a little bit of extra features like some cool geckos. Excellent. Thank you, Anuska, for posting that. And then the last one to round it off, Andy Logue posted up yet another heat set insert. They gave it 3 stars, which is fine because everybody is entitled. It's good, but the arm holds the soldering a little bit flimsy, and the profile of the pulley is too low. The rope comes out easily. It also seems to have been designed by a left-handed position of the labor, making the appreciate changes that works in an excellent way. Yeah, left-handed, but you could design it to be right-handed if you'd like. And that's their setup there with a nice wooden base. And then they added some or is that their printer in the background? Hard to tell. But yeah. Yep. Not everyone. I've seen that a lot. People will say like, "Oh, the tolerances are different," and that's why we include a step file.
Yeah. I mean, they're different between my printers.
I know the difference between printers and the difference between filaments. So
I was surprised because I printed these handles and stuff all on every different printer, and it all seemed to work. But it's not like so precision that they need to.
Really, yeah. I just think it's funny that they said this seems to have been designed by a left-handed. You caught me. That's great. That's fine. Yeah, because the left, the world is a right-handed person's world, and I could just go all day saying like this is right-handed. Like all of writing is designed for right-handed. But you don't see me complaining. Anyway, thank you everybody so much for sharing your community makes. Whether it's a 3-star or a 5-star, I'll share it because it's nice to hear how it went for them. Do you play a left-handed guitar? I do not, and I do not have a left-handed mouse. I have a right-handed mouse. I have just trained myself to be right-handed in certain situations. Yeah, but I do solder with my left hand, I will say. And then Happy Squid Woo Woo says the TS101 is way too expensive for that purpose, but nice job. Yeah.
The question right before that, realized I was speaking with no microphone on. He was asking if there's a membership for Adafruit. That was a perfect segue into. Are we still accepting orders for the AdaBox?
AdaBox. Oh, I see. Yeah. Let me see. Adabox.com. Let's see. Yeah. we have a type of membership. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's exactly what you're asking, but AdaBox is a way to get a quarterly box of a new product or new goodies or a kit, and I think you can apply. You can get started. $60 a month, a year. What's the
Every time there's a box to ship.
everything is a box? Yeah. Last box was the Memento, and yeah, I think we're in the middle of coming up with the next one. So if you want to subscribe to AdaBox, adabox.com. That's where you can do it. Get your slots before they run out. Look, Pedro has a box there.
Super cool, man.
Yeah, it's really hard to do these. I gotta say.
Looks like Apple. All the cameras.
Yeah. The fantastic artwork from Bruce. Yep. So AdaBox, if you want to get a quarterly thing. Are you still there, Pedro? I think you froze. Let's see what else. Still handwriting. Okay. Pedro, I think you may have frozen, or maybe it's me. I'm not sure. You folks can let me know. But anyway, that's pretty much the. Oh, there you are. Woo! I thought I lost you.
It
Yeah, your
somehow
internet.
pushed me to the.
You have a tornado watch going on. I think you might. It could be.
It switched to the other internet.
Oh, it did, to your satellite internet.
Uh-huh.
All right. Well, we're at the end of the show. If you want to get a discount on your order, you can support your maker habits and support Adafruit, the company, and the employees. 10% off code is Energy Sword. You can use it at checkout and get 10% off your total order. Good for the next 24 hours. We'll have another coupon code tonight because we have back-to-back shows. Starting off with Show and Tell, starting at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time every Wednesday. Tonight, special guest Melissa, Maker Melissa, will be hosting. And then at 8 p.m. Eastern Time is Ask an Engineer with Mr. and Mrs. Lady Ada, where they highlight new products, open source hardware news, Python on microcontroller newsletter, and more. Tune in tomorrow for John Park's workshop at 4 p.m. Eastern or 1 p.m. Pacific time. Tune in every Thursday. Fridays are deep dives with Tim Foamy Guy or Scott at 2 p.m. Pacific or 5 p.m. Eastern. And then Sundays are from the desk of Lady Ada. Mondays are community meetings, what's the name? The CircuitPython community weekly meeting hangout on Discord every Monday at 2 p.m. Tuesdays is JP's product pick of the week. We get up to 50% off your select picks.
Insanity.
And then I forgot to add the Wednesday show title. I deleted it because it kept saying Thursday. And I just forgot to update it. But anyway, this show happens every Wednesday at 11 p.m. Eastern time. You can still use Showtime, I think. Showtime. And you can get the full lineup of shows with that special code, !Showtimes in Discord. All right, everybody. Thank you so much for watching. I know it's a little bit over, but we had a lot to cover. We'll be back next week. But until then, remember to make a great
day. See you next week.
Bye, everybody. We'll see you tonight.